So I wanted to have a little chat to you about boundaries. Well, I set at this fence here that says I'm not allowed to go over it. Well, guess what? I went over it. And you know why I feel safe to do that? Because I trust my own judgment. Now, sometimes we don't trust our own judgment. Sometimes we do actually need boundaries like this so that if I was in a state where I couldn't trust my judgment, that would be a warning for me to say, maybe don't go down here. So these boundaries should be a fluid thing that sometimes they're necessary, sometimes they're not. Like, for example, what I'm doing with the tantric speed dating, right? So you've got this thing of, what is your boundary? Like, what is your boundary when you're meeting someone on a yoga mat, let's say, right? You're at one end of the yoga mat, they're at the other end of the yoga mat, and you're sitting there, and the invitation is to ask them how you would like your body touched. Now, is the boundary going to be different based on the person that's sitting in front of you? Most likely, someone you're attracted to, someone that feels safe, right? So then it's really a case of what is alive in that moment to honor your boundaries. So then if an invitation is to ask someone to rub your back with oil from the bottom to the top, right? With oil. And that's something that you're not really into with this person. And you don't know how to say no to that, right? Because someone's invited you to do it. So you want to please that person. So then you say yes. That would be lovely. While the body screams no. And then that back rub turns into something a little bit more. And now it's really hard to say no because things are a little bit more vulnerable now, right? And maybe things progress even further to something that really isn't what you want. And there is a snap response and your body reacts and pushes this other person and you scream out, "Get the fuck off of me." Right? It's probably happened. Now, if we can learn when our body is going, "I don't know if that back rub feels good for me," and almost have that kind of dialogue with someone who's asked you, and you're like, "Let me feel into that. Actually, I'm not 100% comfortable. I don't know. I really like you, but right now that's not feeling my vibe. Can we do something else?" Right? That is a very empowered no. Right? Of course, no is a complete sentence. Someone could ask you, "Can I rub your back?" and you can just answer no. People that have got strong boundaries, no is a full sentence. But if you don't have strong boundaries, and just because you can say it in one word sentence, doesn't mean we have to. We can be as eloquent as we like, we can be as courteous in our connection, but we can be clear in the message that says, actually, that's a boundary for me, and I'm going to say no. But thank you for asking. I really like the offer. And what I would like is, could you just give me a foot massage for now? That would make me feel a bit safer. Right? Now, you don't need to use all of those words, but you can use some of them. And if it helps you, you can use them verbatim, if it's your truth. So, boundaries are very important. Being able to say no means that a yes is meaningful. And then there's a skill in how do we say no softly. Tantric speed dating. This is what we talk about.